Hey guys, my name is Nexus, and this is Benny's Dead by the Gingerbread Man, made July 26, 2000. This is a fairly highly rated circle mission, but was kept from Comag's list until about 2008. As such, it was not included on the DVD release. This is primarily because the Gingerbread Man didn't give exact permission to allow this on the DVD. The review for this mission mentioned that this was one of the best stories to date. So we'll get to explore that in just a moment. Okay guys, here's normal, hard, and expert. Okay, so you may have noticed that we are limited to 5 knockouts. It's not going to be very fun, I can say that. However, the interesting thing about the no-kill part is that you can only not kill people who are in the cop faction. So anyone else is fair game, including servants and other guards and just things like that. So overall, there's going to be a lot of murdering going on here. Really? Cool. You can ignore that if you heard it. And if you didn't, you can still ignore it because it doesn't matter. Alright then. Just gonna close that. Now the unfortunate thing about the knockouts is that you can knock out people who aren't guards. But unfortunately, it counts towards your knockout, your no knockout counter thing. Kills don't, but knockouts do. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Anyway, it's basically impossible to get in here and get all this stuff without dealing with him in some fashion. So the easiest way is honestly just to kill him. You can use one of your knockouts and see how that goes, and it might work, but overall it really doesn't matter too much. You have to lean in to grab those 2 coin stacks. So, yeah. Alright, where is this guard? Still walking then. Okay. We are going to follow her for a bit. I'm not going to knock her out. I will use my knockout on better individuals. So a little bit about the technical aspects of this is that every NPC is considered part of a faction. You can change that. You can also make it so that there are certain presets, essentially. Bluecoats are part of the Bluecoat faction, Hammerites are part of the Hammerite faction, Mechanists are part of the Mechanist faction, and you can change how they relate to each other, essentially. So for example, Hammerites and Mechanists usually don't get along too well, so they end up killing each other if you just sort of set them down next to each other. Sometimes. I'm not really too sure about that one. But creatures, such as spiders and other such things, they'll frequently end up trying to kill pretty much anyone in any of the human factions. Anything that's considered part of the Tricksters faction does its thing. Whoop! Okay, good. Got there just in time. This has some very, very tight patrols occasionally. So it's pretty interesting in that sense. How prevalent ghosting could be even to this time. That said, this isn't a particularly ghostable mission. Like I said, you have to either knock out or deal with him in some fashion. The guy in the weapon shop there. Something has to happen to him in order for you to completely rob him, so while you can ghost it because he's not part of an objective, it is a little bit more difficult. Okay, so this is Sewer Man. He does stuff in the sewers, and we have his sewer key. That said, he saw something really weird in the sewers recently, and it's kind of scared him a whole bunch. So, yeah, he's kind of not really okay with that. And we're just gonna keep trying to go do stuff.
Something there.
Okay, good. Got through just in time. First shalt thou give unto me meat. Are you kidding me? Okay, well, you know what? Whatever. Clearly you didn't actually see me, or else that would have happened. So you know what? Enjoy yourself. Because you're gonna get knocked out. Because that's something I really need to do. He's usually my first knockout choice. I can deal with all the changing patrols, but dealing with him can be quite frustrating. So, yeah. Don't know why it doesn't spot me for walking past him. I don't know. Kind of weird. I usually just ignore it. Okay. Rope arrow time. Hopefully if I don't just spastically jerk my mouse all over the place. So that said, let's go down in here. And we'll get more loot, because we do have a loot objective, which is very tight. There's little room for error with the loot objective. There's 2,200 or so total loot in this mission. And unfortunately what that means is that since we need 2,000, you can't miss a whole lot of it, or else you're going to run into, you know, the problem of having to go find it all the time. Alright then. Okay, so in which we learn about bogeys. The Bogeys of Moth are little ape-like things that hang out in the sewers. How interesting. They apparently have something to do with the Bogey Master, also known as Swamp Walker. Oh god, no.
Odd noises.
Whoops. I always fall off that anyway, so... You know, whatever. So this is the Mechanist recruiting station number 113. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Swamp Walker. And of course, one of his more well-known names, Mr. Gingerbread Man, who is of course the Bogey Master and a couple other things. But most importantly, my favorite nickname of all, Mr. Bad Daddy. I'm not joking. Go back and read it if you don't believe me. We'll get to read another version of it soon, which identifies him as Mr. Bad Daddy. It's a very special name, isn't it?
I am diligent.
So yeah, Mr. Bad Daddy, the Swamp Walker, he who walks in swamps. Don't ask me what else he is, I don't really understand it. I think it's just there to be kind of funny, personally. So, yeah, that said, there sure is a lot of lore going on here about the Swamp Walker, Mr. Bad Daddy, the Boogeyman, the Bogey Master, however you'd like to say his name. I'm going to save this, and I'm going to do something spectacularly stupid. It's very difficult to sneak around them, so I'm not going to bother. In this case, I'm just going to read this, and then... And then reload. So yeah. We're good. We are fine. And we're going to go to the sewers next. Of course, we've been discussing the bogeys and the boogeyman and the bogey master. And all sorts of things. So we'll get to see some very interesting creatures down here. Specifically the bogeys themselves. That said... Which I'm saying a lot today, and I really hate the way I say it because I say it with like a different, like, vocalization each time. I'm doing like, that said, and that's it, and all sorts of weird stuff like that for no reason, and I can't stop. And, yeah. I was hoping that wouldn't happen that soon. So, yeah. These guys are bogeys. I'm going to murder every single one of them. He's not... Okay. Well, usually they make a noise when you kill them. It's a very interesting noise, and I want to show it off. So you may have noticed the Bogeys said some interesting, weird little things. A lot of the noises are taken from South Park, a couple of them from other things. Why can't I get up there? Come on. There we go. Alright then. This is the one Invisibility Potion that I am aware of. If there is a second, I am unaware of it. There is a certain portion where Invisibility Potions will come in handy if you are ghosting, because there is actually going to be no way around it other than that. So keep that in mind, I suppose. Now, we come to the main room of the sewers. I just kind of want to show this off. Yep. The squeaky noise is from one of these pipes. There's like a wheeled gear thing. But then, of course, you get the noises of the Bogeys themselves. They've got some burrick noises when they patrol. But aside from that, they make these really, really weird noises. And I, like I said, I'm going to murder every single one of them. They're awful, awful little creatures. Yep. Just gonna murder them. They're all gonna die. And that was the noise that I was talking about earlier, which is the one that kind of makes me want to hurl a little bit, because it's kind of gross sounding. So, somebody is trying to be Jane Goodall, but with Bogeys instead of chimpanzees. So they've been studying the Bogeys for a while now. Just sort of for fun, I guess. I don't know, for science, I guess. Yeah, that makes more sense. Everything for science. Anyway, yeah, they make these really gross, like, puking noises. It's from South Park, I know it is. But it's sped up and a little bit more high-pitched, so it's kind of, like, extra gross. I don't really know how to explain it properly, and I probably don't need to, because I'm sure a few other people have also felt that it's a rather disgusting noise. Aside from that, we're gonna go open up this. This is actually the sewer grate back where we started. So yeah, there are two sewer entrance... Oh, wrong sewer one. I need the sewer hatch key, not the gate key. The gate key will come in handy into the one portion of the sewers we haven't gone yet. There's not a whole lot of loot down here, but there... Actually, no, I don't think there's any loot down here. I think it's all just notes. So yeah, they're not even sure if the Bogeys have genders, but they give them gendered names anyway. So, you know. However that works. How do I get to him, though? That's something I can never remember. Okay, you're gonna get fucking murdered. Come on. Stand still. There we go. Yeah, it sounds pretty awful. So there's no way up there, is there? No, I guess there isn't, actually. How interesting. I thought there was at least a ladder. But, no, okay. I really want to know what that one noise is. The weird, like, whirring noise. I don't know what to call it. Ow, by the way. Occasionally the Bogeys, instead of trying to melee you, will go ahead and, you know, like, spit something at you. It's really gross. I just assume it's poop, honestly. Given the way the rest of this mission is, that's what I'm gonna assume it is. And that's probably what you should assume it is too, because it's kind of gross. It's just gross. It's still funny, though. We are all children at heart, so, you know, however you want to handle that. Hello. Okay. Let's get out of here and away from these noisy, noisy machines.
What was that?
Alright then, we got her with her
Well,
fancy little coin purse.
peaceful again.
There is in fact a drunkard over there, and we'll deal with him later.
Thought I heard something.
Yes, he thought he heard something. That's not the guy patrolling, that is in fact the guy in the chair. So be a little bit careful with that. He's very twitchy to New Dark. Okay, so Spice Wagon Driver. What could that mean? Well, it's this guy. He's pretty bruised. I'm kind of tempted to actually, like, show his face more. Yeah, he's pretty bruised. And I need to wait for the patrol, because unfortunately he's a blue coat and I cannot be seen, because bad things will happen, such as total mission failure. The failure. There we go. Now then, aside from that, I suppose I should mention that this got a circle rating of 9.75 silver hammers. Very, very close to gold. Gold, of course, would be 10. I suppose the only one I know of that got gold, because I looked at it recently, is Calendra's Legacy, which was a 2002 mission. So it's not to say that no mission has ever gotten gold, but this one got pretty close. So yeah, that said, I think the major complaints had to do with the sort of lack of items and the inability to ghost, which, again, I have my issues with judging a map based solely on one very limited style of gameplay not being able to be done. Like, I get that it's really integral to the community. I'm not disputing that. I'm not saying it's bad to ghost, but I do think it's not exactly fair to judge a map based solely on that. And since that's the only con and it took away enough to make it not gold, I think that there were probably other reasons that it could have not gotten a perfect score. Personally. But, however people want to...
Someone making noise.
However people want to handle that, you do have to be a bit careful. He is very, very twitchy. I don't know if he's awake. Because that matters. Excuse me while I just leave then. Alrighty. Next portion. Yeah, he's over there too.
Maybe it was rats. Rats would be a bit of meat.
Okay. Some lovely readables here. So that's just a list of who's on shift and when. Okay, so, Benny has been specifically requested to be part of Bafford's, little protection detail.
What?
Okay, good, we got rid of that person.
Imagining things now.
So I have used up 2 blackjacks now. Alright then. Let's see, that said, Captain Benny has been requested to be part of Bafford detail. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's nothing he can do about it, he has to do it. And, the other stuff was all just sort of normal, some guy cheated at cards, somebody's, for public drunkenness, public nudity, we got a hotel key, because we do need to get into the hotel where Benny was staying, or rather, Bafford was staying and Benny was guarding. So that said, which I keep saying and need to stop, we're going to look at the nameplates. We have Captain B. Hill. Of course, who could that be? Could the B stand for Benny? Yes. Yes, it does. This is Lieutenant Torian. Wait, what was that? Okay, yeah. Some dude, K. Jillian, told the lieutenant that she had to refuse to be on the detail, that Captain Benny would have to take her place. Yeah, some interesting little tidbits there. The story gets ever more convoluted. And now I have to wait for this person, because she's going to be walking that way, and that's where I need to go. So aside from that, we have a lovely mission, which... Oh, right, the other major complaint, by the way, was that it had no EAX support, which, you know, I don't know how I feel about that either. It's not that I think that this mission should have gotten a gold rating, it's that I don't necessarily agree with the reasons why it was held back from getting a gold rating. By which I'm essentially saying I think the rating given was a bit too high.
I like seeing things I don't know.
Which I don't necessarily agree with either, so... What I'm trying to say is I don't know how I feel about this mission. There's aspects of it that I like, and there's aspects of it that I don't like. But all in all, it's, you know, it's a very technically detailed mission. It doesn't have a whole lot of technical effects, really. It's just got these interesting custom resources that really sort of tie it together.
Nobody better be tapped.
So even though you've got some kind of, honestly, just silly and pointless things like the bogeys, it's still interesting and intriguing. So that said, and I need to stop saying that, take out window. Due to the results of recent inspections by the Department of Hygiene, McHenry's main kitchen will be closed for the next few days. So yeah, I am trying to get rid of these spiders. You guys have an infestation. This place is awful. I'm glad you've been shut down. Okay, so back here we actually have two bogeys. I think there might be loot out here, but I don't actually know. So if you feel like skipping the bogeys again and don't want to hear them, you go ahead. I mean, there's no reason to really come out here except for possibly loot. Hello, what do you have? Looked like she was carrying a ring. Could you people shut up? Jeez. So obnoxious. Which is part of why I'm not actually sure if this should have gotten a gold rating, because that's, quite frankly, ridiculously silly. And yeah, there's no loot out here, is there? Okay, well never mind, I'm crazy. You totally don't have to come out here if you don't want to. Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay, well, going back inside then. Going out here. Up there is like 2 or 3 rope arrows in that chest. So if you're looking for more rope arrows for any particular reason, you don't really need them. So I don't really know why he gives you more rope arrows. Anyway, back to the point.
Come out, you!
I'm not even gonna bother pretending here. There's nothing up there that I remember. He might have a purse on him, but if he does, I'm just going to murder him. Because at this point we are encountering no more blue coat guards. Just private guards, which is perfectly acceptable to kill those. Hello. You do not appear to have anything. And in fact, your room appears to be bare. So I'm going to leave now.
Who'd I hear
Enjoy
there?
your life. In fact, there's nothing over here, or there, or anywhere like that. So we're just gonna go. Now the one thing we're gonna do, though, is we're going to take out a guard that's over here, so I don't have to sneak around on the stupid marble. Ow. You jerk.
Die!
Alright then. Good, good. I do need some kind of healing, though. Hopefully, there it is. Okay, so none of these doors are openable. Gift shopper. Tapestries by Ariadne. Money exchange. And C. Tillinghast. Devices and the like. This is also a little bit needlessly convoluted. Because you need to go down into here and then come up through these vents, which are conveniently big enough to accommodate not only a full-grown man, but with plenty of space between the floor and the rest of everything else. Can I read these? Yeah, I didn't understand a word that said. We do have a dewdrop here. We got these interesting but not loot items here. We got some random crap here. And that's actually it. There is no way to open this door from any side in any fashion. So yeah, we're just gonna go, because there's no point in being here. And now that we've gotten over here, we are in the tapestries shop. You get some moss arrows. We get the same guy, you may notice, who told the lieutenant not to, not to take the protective detail. Yeah, okay, I had no idea what I was saying, but I screwed up. I failed my mission horribly and did poorly. I have been here. I need to go the other way. Basically what happened is I kind of tripped, essentially, over my own face and died. Yeah, I got caught by the camera. Trying to look at some stuff. So yeah, the only loot here is this. If you want the scouting orbs, they're over there, it's fine. If you want another flash mine and a regular mine, they're right there. But there's no other loot items, so I'm just gonna leave, because I don't need those. And let's see. Now here is where I'm going to break the fourth wall a little bit, because I think I remember the code. No. Okay, never mind then. Is it 3417? 7143? 7134? It's something like that. So, yeah, we'll come back when I actually get the code, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just let that happen.
Who's making all that noise?
Oh, right, yeah. There's another guard. Normally, I would have either written it down from the last time I tried to play this,
Hold it.
and then just looked at it. But this time, no, I'm good. So as you can see, there is a secret there. It doesn't actually lead anywhere. What it does is it leads to underneath the stairs we just walked up. And that's how you're supposed to sneak around, essentially. So, that said, there are 3 rooms reserved for the Lady Bafford. All to herself. And we're going to go enjoy those, I guess. Let's see. There are some coins in this. We got 1. We got 2. Is that it? Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright then. We don't necessarily have to be quiet here, but I do recommend it because the minute you really alert one of the guards in here, he's probably going to run for the alarm. And that's not going to be fun for me to deal with. Primarily because it's not very fun.
He's right here!
Which is why I'm just going to kill everybody. Anybody I see is fair game for this. So yeah, 2 spice bags. Nothing in here. And more food if you're running low on health. So yeah. So of course this is a recipe which you could actually probably follow and get something kind of nice. So there's that. More food, if it's what you'd like to eat. There's something under, like, one of these boxes, I believe. Yeah, the bucket's sort of phasing through the floor. You know, whatever. Another health potion. Was it this one? No. This one? No. Not that one either. Okay, well, I guess it's something different that I'm thinking about then. Something there.
Guess it's nothing now.
Yeah, it's nothing, alright. Hang on, why am I still not... Okay,
Imagining.
you know what, this is fine. I'll just accept my fate here.
Not again.
I was gonna say, you're not coming through this door, are you?
Probably just the wind.
Oh, some people freaked out. That's fine with me. I don't feel like knocking them out because, like I said, it contributes to your knockout total and not to your guard blue coat total. Hello. Perfect. I love ambushing people. It's fun. Now, there are no secrets in this mission, so don't expect to go looking for any tiny buttons. It's, yeah, no point to it. Because there are none. You will find no tiny buttons. They're stuck there, by the way, so I'm not too worried about them either. And hopefully we can resolve this semi-peacefully. Right, this guy. This is the other guy who would, you know, break your stealth pretty much completely. You can kind of... Before New Dark, you can kind of push people out of the way. This guy, not so much on New Dark. I've noticed that it's harder. I'm not sure if it just doesn't happen at all, though. Might be the case, might not be the case. So this key is important. Oh, we have a picture of a lovely lady here. I have no idea who that is, though. So, you know, if you guys do, please let me know, because I'm curious. But I don't actually know myself. I suspect that she is a model, however. Because of something specific that I'll get to. Actually, we've already passed it, now that I think about it. There was a gigantic picture up those stairs we walked up before we took the elevator. And it had this lady on it, so... yeah, that's a thing, I guess. Not really sure what the significance is, but that's just a thing. Don't forget the spice bag. Come on, open up. Thank you. I have almost 2,000 loot, which is good. Hopefully we can complete the set. Let's see. I've been up here. Oh, no, I haven't been up here. Alright then. I'm not going to kill that guy. Contrary to what I said, I'm going to do something else first. Usually this would be the last thing you do. However, I'm going to spoil the surprise early because I don't want the alarm to go off while I'm doing this, because it's frustrating as all heck because the alarms are just way too loud.
Done for than beer.
So yes, without the alarms, however, we get to explore this room, but, you know, nothing's happening, so whose room is this, I wonder?
Don't move.
You're not allowed to leave, of course. That would be far too easy.
Mr. Garrett, this is Idman.
What the?
Ah, yes. Please, excuse my appearance. Astral projection and all that, you understand. My brother and I would like to thank you for participating in our little charade. Perhaps you'd be interested to examine the body of the man you've just killed. It was Captain Benny, Mr. Garrett.
Oops.
You really are astonishingly naive for a city thief. We were surprised that you believed our story without even bothering to confirm it. I suspect you are blinded with greed. Nasty habit. I suggest you get out of Moth tonight. You won't want to be around when the captain's body is discovered. Leave Moth, Mr. Garrett, and dinna come back. you'll not be welcome here. And about the rest of your payment? Forget it.
I better get out of here now.
Alright then, so the wall is to prevent you from leaving, and it's just a secondary key to this room. So, anyway, as you may have realized, we have been set up, and we just completed an objective. This is usually the last thing you should do, though, quite honestly, because if you don't, you're gonna miss out on the full total loot. Once we get 2,000, the mission is gonna end. So that's going to be interesting. Okay. One thing I do want to do is try and pick up all the loot I can from here, because I don't believe it's going to equal 2,000 until I get to the vault again.
Something there.
Really?
Guess it's nothing now.
That guy's a jerk. There's nothing in here.
Strange.
Don't know what I expected.
What was that noise?
The way to get in here without getting caught, of course, is to hit that with a water arrow. But, you know, whatever. I don't mind setting off the alarms at this point.
Someone back there.
Lady, I will end you if you keep talking to me.
Guards!
Yep,
Help!
so that's
Look
gonna
over
happen.
Here. Guards!
Ah, I was so close.
There's a thief lurking about.
Oh yeah, Bafford, Jin, some other people. So yeah, I had the vault code very close. Not quite the same though. So yes, as you can see, we're gonna have to deal with the... Oh, okay, yeah, shoot your own guy, that works for me. He was asleep, but now he's not. His glasses are not actually worth anything. That's basically just a love letter. Whoop. Okay, if you want to hit him, that works for me. Not like it matters at this point. We're just gathering loot. So yeah, Captain Benny. We murdered him in cold blood, not knowing who he was. It's not unexpected in the slightest that kind of thing would happen. We have been set up. I do not know the reason for which they wished to kill him. Perhaps that was going to be left for a sequel. If there is already a sequel, though, I'm not aware of it personally. I'm sure there probably is. I just don't know what it is. I require my health potion, like, now. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Alright then. We're relatively safe in here. Now, I don't know why that one guard down there thinks he can't get up here, but clearly he can't. So we're left with exploring a couple empty rooms up here, because they're all reserved for the Lady Bafford. They've been cleared out. Nobody's in them. And yet, the mission still has not ended. I wonder why that is. It's because we haven't finished it properly. We don't have enough loot yet. So I'm going to go do that and hopefully not fall off the floor. Okay. Whoop. Yeah, I got 1904. Alright then, 7314 is the code. So we're gonna go do that. It sounds like the alarms are like cascading or something. Jeez. That stuff is scary. Ah, blessed silence. Yep, it's good. What did I put in before? 7... Oh, right, okay. So 7, 3, 1, 4. Now, there is a combat in here, but really doesn't matter. Just gonna open all of these. We have, of course, the skull guy, who's pretty big on skulls, I guess. He's got skulls. Just skulls everywhere. His got like 6 different skulls in here. And now, you could see who this was, by the way, if you wanted to actually figure out who he is. Doesn't really matter though, so we're just gonna keep going, because this one's empty. Well, you can hit me from here. Okay, so that's the notes of the person who was studying the bogeys. This is the tricky part, is collecting all of this. This is somebody who's got a book about the Swamp Walker Bad Daddy and all that stuff. And that's something about a diadem. I don't really know. We should be fine to go. Why are we not leaving yet? Don't even let the nuggets. So I haven't let the cops spot me. Technically, I guess. I may have failed that, and it just hasn't told me that. That is a possibility, since we did get that one guy to second alert. And he was, in fact, a cop, so... I don't know. There's no objective to go back to the start, but it might be the reason why it hasn't ended yet. So that, that being the case, I have no idea what the end condition is now. I'm going to assume it's either getting back to the start, or... heck if I know. You know what? I'm good. I'm just gonna probably try and get there and see how that goes.
We've got a perp over here.
Have I failed the mission? Yes. Okay, so, you know what? I'm done. I don't know if the trigger of the ending is to get back to the start or what. It's not very clear on that. So, either way, this got a 9.75 circle rating. The major achievement to its name is that it had the best storytelling to date. I don't necessarily agree with that, but I don't necessarily disagree that it's, I'm not saying that it's a bad story, but I can think of a few others that we've seen so far that have, a pretty good story, to be honest. So that said, there is some visual variety, was the keyword given, and realistic gameplay. This is probably the case. I think the 5 knockouts bit was pretty arbitrary, honestly. But I guess it is more realistic that you wouldn't want them to know that you're doing this for some reason. I don't really know why you wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't understand, but I don't really get it either, so yeah, I guess it's just me. Major complaints or sort of cons to this mission that were given in the review was that it would be hard to perfect ghost or litha style if you wasted your invisibility potions. The other thing they said was lack of EAX support. I do not agree with either of these criticisms because I don't feel that they have a place in a review about the mission. I think that both of these things were very specific criticisms, and, they didn't take all that many points off it. They took off 0.25. Did I say 9.75 hammers? I think I did. They got 4.75 silver hammers, which is a 9.75 out of 10, technically. So, this got 0.25 off, essentially, for not being able to perfect ghost if you waste your invisibility potions and lack of EAX support. And I just think that that's really sort of a narrow vision of... It's hard to explain because I agree, these things are true. And I agree that a mission could be considered lacking without the ability to ghost. But I disagree with the way it was worded. And part of that is saying that it's if you waste invisibility potions. We're talking about a very limited type of playstyle. Perfect ghosting and litha style. It's very specific what you can and can't do. So in that sense, it's very limited to specific, instances. So, to say that it's hard to do is, that's kind of the point. It's not supposed to be easy to perfect ghost. It's not really supposed to be easy to litha style either, so I don't really get that criticism, and maybe that's why they didn't take off many points for it. But the lack of EAX support on top of that just doesn't seem like a 0.25 drop in a rating to me. It seems like this was just a reason to keep it from being considered 10 out of 10 gold. And, you know, I agree, this probably doesn't deserve, you know, an actual gold rating. It's not, from the perspective of today, it's not that special of a mission, but it's got some interesting little things and quirks, and it's definitely one of the better ones in this time period. Just because it's so off the wall. And sort of more in line with some of the parts of Thief 2. But either way, I don't necessarily agree or disagree with the rating, it just kind of is, and it's just sort of a guideline anyway for how I tell things. From my perspective, the only thing I didn't like was some of the sounds just really didn't fit the mood. I think it's weird that the bogeys are so hilarious, and just, it seems really out of place, because I'm not sure what kind of tone, in this case, is trying to be taken by the mission. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be laughing the entire time, if I'm supposed to think that it's sad, if I'm supposed to feel betrayed at the end there, because I really don't. I have basically no emotional investment in this story that's happening. So yeah, that's just my thoughts, and I will see you guys next time.